0 and half of 7 years ago, our presenters brought forth a new podcast conceived in friendship and dedicated to the proposition that all problems are created solvable. Thank you. I don't know if you noticed, I was adjusting it on the fly there.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah,
no.
really?
Yeah, really.
Wow. Well, now we are engaged in a great recording. That's as far as I could memorize before I had to look back. Testing whether that notion or any notion so conceived and so dedicated can attract enough Patreon supporters. I'm joined by Beck Hill on the battlefield of problem solving.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm Matt Parker. Welcome to A Problem Squared.
Do we get to sign something now?
we should. Well, no, this is the beginning of the Civil War. This is the this is the Gettysburg
Oh, it's the Gettysburg address.
Yeah. Yes, this was Lincoln trying to get everyone excited. It's a surprisingly short speech, and there's like 4 different versions of it kicking around. So I picked one.
What did he give it several times?
There were very few TV cameras when he delivered it.
What? So it's just people's memories. What, he must have written it down.
Well,
though,
no,
surely.
yeah. So there's 2 versions he wrote down before the speech. One of which is people believe is the one he actually read from when he delivered it.
Right.
And there are 2 afterwards where people are like, "Hey, that speech was pretty special. Can we get a copy?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll bang you out a
But he's like
special copy."
And then he's like, "Oh, actually, I should have slightly worded this differently."
Yeah, but they're all subtly different. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like most of my if I ever say an anecdote where I'm like, and then I said,
Yeah, exactly.
I definitely didn't say that.
Not word for word.
I thought of it
but
afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, Beck, but here we are. We're recording this.
Yes.
And these words are being recorded.
Yes.
Word for word. On this episode, it is altogether fitting and proper that we should
work out whether you could lose weight on a diet of beer and ice cream.
I look into a Mandela mystery.
And we have some any other business.
Let's do it. So, Beck, how have you been?
I'm good.
Excellent.
I'm good. Although I don't know if the truth, by the time this episode's released,
right,
I don't know if people would have discovered this yet.
Oh.
I think they might have by now.
Okay.
While you're away.
Uh-oh.
I may have.
Are you doing another podcast?
I did another podcast.
Back! Another one.
Not a full. Not
How
like
many
as a
do
host,
you
as a guest.
need?
As a guest. But okay. So I may
You've
have
got some splaining to do, as I believe.
Yeah, I may have
Mm-hmm.
been on No Such Thing as a Fish.
Oh, what? Beck Hill. Our rivals. Not that they know it.
Oh no, I told them.
Oh, no.
I told them on the show.
Sorry.
In fact,
Beck.
but some people might be listening to this because they've heard that episode.
That's true.
And they've come across to this from it.
Hello, everyone from No Such Thing as a Fish.
Yeah, because I also, now I don't know if it's made the edit, but I also pointed out during the record that our aim is to get more 5-star reviews than them.
Yes, good.
So that could backfire.
That could backfire horribly.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's now sunk. For the record, they're wonderful people.
Yeah, they are. They're great. I had a lot of fun. It was a really good record. And they paid me.
What?
I know.
Oh, they're just raising so many bars.
Yeah, it was fun.
I've never been on Fish.
I assumed you had been.
Yeah.
And and then found out.
I'm pretty sure Helen Arney and Steve Mould have both been on Fish. Who are my fellow Festival of Spoken Word performers. I've definitely done stand-up as like the warm-up for their live recordings.
Yes, I've done that too.
Yeah.
Guess you're just not funny enough.
That could be the problem.
I wonder if it's the same thing that I have, which was everyone's just assumed you've been on it already.
That could be it. I've been on QI.
Yeah.
Not
I
on
haven't
Fish.
been on QI. So maybe they felt sorry for me.
Maybe they felt sorry for you.
Yeah.
That's 100% not what happened. They just took the funny one. And that's fine.
I don't know, Matt. You make a lot of jokes that I don't get at first, but I do later.
That's not the definition of funny, Beck.
No, it's just delayed funny.
Yeah, delayed funny. I'm funny, but with time lag. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
My jokes are so fast, they're time deleted. That's another one of those jokes.
There you go. Yes, exactly. Oh, I get it now. How have you been?
I've been good. Haven't done any other podcasts,
Yeah, you've Yeah, you were in Australia when we recorded, not the last one, but the one before it.
Yes.
And I was surprised that you'd like taken your equipment over to Australia because I was like, oh, were you doing another podcast? You're like, this one.
Beck, I was literally doing this podcast,
Yeah.
and it did some voiceovers for some videos. And actually, you know what? Now you've done no such thing as a fish,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm there. Talk about how our podcast is good too. We're peers with them, and then I've just realized that what I wanted to talk about now is an update on my problem with my 2 pairs of underwear that were stuck together. I feel like that might undermine my previous sass slightly.
This is what gets the listeners engaged.
But my undies are now liberated.
Ooh.
In fact, let me grab them.
I like the fact that you've decided to do this as a catch up and not in any other business. No. So, for new listeners, Matt got a pair of underpants when he was last in Australia, not most recently. Yes, that's true. A pair of underpants. And they were attached at the groin by a security tag.
Yes.
And Matt didn't realize until he'd left.
Correct.
And
brought them back to the UK.
And
taken them out of the packaging.
And took them out of the packaging.
And put them in the washing machine once.
Oh, I did. I didn't realize you washed them.
They looked like they'd been in circulation.
Oh, actually, so this is interesting. So do you wash clothes after you've bought them before you wear them?
Not always. What actually happened was I unpackaged them, realized they were attached with a security tag, and went, because I was going to put them away just in the drawer. But then I was like, so I left them out. But then they later got scooped up when I was doing a round of what needs to be washed.
Yeah.
I was like, what are these doing out here? Need to be washed. And then when they came out of the machine, I realized I went to hang them out. And I'm like, where are these stuck together? And I realized it was the security. Yeah,
got it. I'm hoping
so the pit bag is just, I've separated the underwear. That's all. I just brought it as a visual demonstration.
I mean, Matt's just showing me a pair of underpants now.
Now, for the record.
This is the most, the most roundabout way you've got to find an excuse to show me your underpants.
Yeah, well, I'm wearing the other pair that was separated at a celebration.
I mean, you can't. Yeah, is this your way of not getting cancelled? It's like, yep. I'm going to do this in such a way that no one will believe that I'm deliberately
there's no way
getting my kicks.
Nah.
Yeah.
Just thought for closure.
There's only one pair though.
Yeah, because I'm wearing the other pair.
You're wearing the other pair.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're not showing me those.
No,
I appreciate that.
Absolutely not. I just wanted to I thought I'd wear them out of celebration.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've worn them. I waited until this recording before wearing, and I've not worn. I should have known. Yeah, I just wanted to say, that's why I'm in a particularly good mood today.
Now, the last time we spoke, because I said just take them to the shop and get them to. You did say that
after I'd taken surreptitious surveillance footage of the unlock mechanism.
Originally said take them back to Australia and get them unclipped. And you were like, I will. But then you didn't go and get them unclipped.
I did not.
You went and took sneaky photos of their machine.
Yes, I did.
Which I was like, don't do that.
I want to work out how it works.
Teaching people how to take off security guards tags so they can steal things.
It's learning.
Not that anyone who does that probably listens to this show.
Who knows? So anyway, I then took your advice, took all of it this time, and I went back to Big W at the Karen Up Shopping Centre in Western Australia. I'm just going to go back, and I didn't take the new receipt I had because that felt just a bit too fraudulent. I thought, you know what? I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to go back to the store. I'm going to wear a hidden microphone. And I'm going to ask them to take off the security tag. Would you like to hear?
Of course.
Okay, here we go. I started recording from the car park. And so if you want, I've now got ambient track. This is, I call the shopping centre liminal space.
Ooh. That's a nice soundscape. Can I just say, I love this. I love a soundscape. During lockdown, my friends and I sent each other just you know how you get a voice note thing on your WhatsApp?
Yep.
We used to just record when we're out and about
Really, just
the
ambient.
sound. Just the sound. I did one of an overground trip for my friend who lives in Italy now.
That's great.
Who missed getting public transport. Well, not that, but she missed like the sound. She didn't realize how visceral it made everything. Yeah.
Foxdog Studios did like an hours in Weatherspoon.
Amazing.
So it's just like them with like a Weatherspoon's breakfast with the noise for an hour on YouTube. It's great.
That's great.
So okay, here's the bit where I entered the store. You just find it. That's walking in the shops. Walking in the shops.
Ooh.
That was me going in, setting the alarm off.
I bought a 2-pack of bonds here a while ago, and they've still got these guys to do it. Excellent.
So I set the alarm off going in.
Yep.
And then I then said what I was doing, and they're like, go and talk to the desk over here.
Yep.
I was like, I'm well on my way. Now, at this point, I had to go and work out where the queue was because people were kind of just milling around. And
Yeah,
I wasn't. So eventually I worked out where the queue was, and I got,
Are you folks waiting?
No, we're
Yeah. Oh, no, thanks. Hi. Hi, I bought these here a while ago and left the tag.
Have you got
on.
your receipt?
I do not know.
You don't have your receipt.
Nah.
How long ago did you
Found
buy
the queue.
them?
It was a while ago. I took them to the UK.
Oh, this gentleman took these to the UK and brought them back. No receipt.
Oh, doubt it.
Right. Can I give
First
them
of all,
back
they're
to
asking
you?
if I had the receipt.
Yep.
And I was very honest, I do not have the receipt. I'm talking to, I'm going to call them anonymous
We just
customer
wanted to
service
return
person
it.
A.
Oh, just want to get the tag off.
Oh, okay. That's
Have the
fine.
receipt, sure?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
Okay, thanks, folks.
Put your account, yeah.
Thank you.
I tried to put a magnet
clean.
near it and everything, and it didn't
Take them
come
into
off.
the UK.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Excellent. Thanks
customer
very
service
much.
person A thought about this unnecessary weird bit of information.
Yeah, like you just took them as a treat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I took
Yeah.
them for a trip. I took them to see the world.
Yeah.
Now we're back. So I'm thinking, if I can't separate them, I'll just get them back
Yeah.
to the store. Now there was some confusion. They were like, they thought I was trying to get a refund for them.
Right.
I just want the tag. I just want the tag removed. I explained the magnet. They said, "Don't do that." Very
Yeah.
upset about that.
Yeah.
No, my secret was just to stand around being a Caucasian male for a while,
Yeah.
and they just went, "Yeah, all right."
I'll be honest, Matt. I think like if you were trying to get money for them, yeah, they should be a little bit
A
suspicious.
little bit suspicious. Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
think because people don't tend to go to the desk unless they're after returns,
Yeah.
I reckon even though you made it very clear that all you wanted was the tag off, immediately I think the person A was like, oh, he wants
Oh,
a
it's one of these return scams.
Because
Yeah,
I
that's what
think
you
that's
do.
the
Yeah.
first thing you
Yeah.
think about.
You
Yeah.
nick stuff and then you return it and you get the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were once they
I think you
realized.
could have told them to smell them and be like, I've washed them. They don't smell like shop.
You're about to
That's
say I've
proof.
taken them all the way home and washed
Yeah.
them and brought them back. Yeah. So they then put them in the secret machine,
Mm-hmm.
removed the tag.
Yep. And you don't know how the secret machine works.
Still don't know. So I was about to say the saga is over, except I still don't know how the secret machine works.
Yeah.
I still don't know how the mechanism, the security mechanism works.
We should find the person who makes them
Well, yeah,
or
okay.
invented it.
So I feel like now that any practical use of that knowledge is gone. I'm wearing my underwear. It's purely academic curiosity at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'd still like to know if any
Yeah.
listeners have any insight into security tags. To be fair, no one came forward when I had the problem.
No.
But now that I don't need to know, I'm just curious. If anyone's prepared to come forward anonymously, go to problemsquared.com, enter it into the solution posing page.
Mm.
I very much doubt.
I mean, it's the same as the problem posing page. But
It's a
you
problem
choose
posing page, but you
solution
click solution,
in the
yeah,
drop
yeah.
down. Yeah.
So yeah, in answer to your question, that's how I've been.
Ah, that's a good update.
Thank you.
I appreciated it. We should probably go answer
We should do an actual
some
episode,
real
yeah.
problems now,
Let's-
shouldn't we? Seeing as
Aw.
we've got all these no such thing as a fish new listeners.
Yeah, welcome aboard, everybody.
Yeah, let's talk about your pants.
This is it. I don't want to give them false expectations of what this podcast is.
No, that's fair. That's totally fair.
I feel like they've all been onboarded very accurately. Our first problem was sent in by David from Ottawa, who went to the problem posing page at problemsquared.com And they said, can one lose weight with a, in quotes, beer and ice cream diet? Huh. They provide some extra information. They say the argument goes that because both are chilled, your body has to burn more calories to stay warm whenever you eat. So they're saying your body's got to bring the beer and ice cream up to body temperature.
Mm.
And that takes energy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's weight loss. I mean, I'm convinced, David. So they say that's going to offset the calories in the beer and the ice cream. Is there any truth to this? If so, to what degree? Could Beck truly be chill? Little
joke on
little
Beck Hill.
joke there on how your name,
Be chill.
if you move the space,
Yeah.
says be chill. So, be chill.
Yes. So I looked it up because they quoted beer and ice cream diet, which made me think,
Is it a real thing?
is this a thing?
Yeah?
Yeah.
It is.
And yeah, well, what I could find was the original reference to it I could find. I can't find a date, but there's a clipping from something from the School of Physics, University of Sydney, and it says beer and ice cream diet.
Those people.
So basically what it says is 1 calorie is defined as the energy it takes to heat a gram of water by 1 degree Celsius.
Correct.
So if you were to eat a gram of cold,
Classic metric units.
that's it. And obviously like 1 gram of water, we know is 1 milliliter.
Yeah.
So if you were to eat a gram of cold food, you would spend a calorie per degree below body temperature to balance out the heat you spend on warming up the consumed product. So this is
Yes.
assuming, like, let's say the food is mostly water.
Yeah, which it is. I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
In terms of specific heat.
So it says, for example, each gram of food at 0 degrees Celsius is going to take about 37 calories of energy. If you have 168 grams in a serving of ice cream, they say it has about
Very
1,200.
specific amount of ice cream.
Yeah, they say it has about 1,200 calories. And then they work out, looking at how many calories are in 168 grams, and then how many calories you need to burn for it to reach body temperature,
Yep.
37 degrees. So they're saying it would take 6,216 calories on heating up the ice cream to body temperature. Like it would take that
Yep.
energy away from you, which means you've just burnt like way more than you've actually eaten. And you'll look at me because I know that we both know
Yep.
why this is wrong.
That's wrong.
But their argument is, the ice cream's 1,200 calories.
That's very
You've
funny.
just burnt 6,216 calories.
Yep.
So you've actually used more. And they go, the same thing goes for cold beer. If it's served in a cold glass, you're going to end up with burning more calories than you're
That's why famously,
eating.
all the beer and ice cream you want.
Yeah, that's right. That's what they say.
Yeah.
In fact, the more,
In fact, you lose weight.
the better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this is where this comes from. Apparently, this paper, to use quotation marks, was shared around
Good
a
quote
lot
marks.
in the old
old
days of the
days.
internet, email forwards and whatnot.
Yep.
So I think it dates back to that sort of thing, and people would quote that as being like, "Wow, it's good maths." So I was a bit confused at first.
Yeah, for people playing along at home, see if you can spot the mistake.
Yeah. This was something that I was like, something's not right. I didn't know exactly what it was, but I was like, something's not right here.
Yep.
Until I realized when we say calories in the UK or the US,
Yep.
listeners in any other country, they all use kilojoules.
Yeah.
UK and US, the only countries that use calories.
Really?
Yeah. When we say calories, we're actually talking about kilocalories.
Good old kcals.
Yeah, kcals. And you'll notice this if you've got a packet near you, check the nutritional information,
Mm-hmm.
and the calories are marked as kcal, which means 1,000 calories.
1,000 calories.
So if you're saying this ice cream has 1,200 calories, what you're really saying is it has 1,200,000 calories.
Yeah. 1,200 kcal.
Yeah. Like that's what they mean when they say calories. They actually mean kcal.
They're
but
flipping.
not.
They're using calories to mean two different things.
Yeah, exactly. And so because
With
it's 1
three orders of
million-
magnitude difference between them.
Right. So even if their math is correct and our bodies burn over 6,000 actual calories in heating stuff
I'd
up
believe you burning 6 or 7 kcal
just to heat it up.
to heat it up. Yeah.
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 But when you look at 6,000 out of 1,200,000, it's not much.
No,
It's very negatable.
it's trivial.
Yeah. So, no is the short answer. You can't lose weight eating ice cream.
But you said
drinking
you
beer.
said 6 out of 1,200. If those numbers are to be believed, that's like 0.5%. So in David's question here. If so, to what degree? 0.5%.
Yeah. That's how much.
That's what you're
You'll,
burning to heat up your
Yeah.
ice cream.
Now, even more to now, obviously, ice cream is
Calorific.
sugar and fat. It's full of carbohydrates and fats. So in huge quantities, not good for you. And I actually called my brother, Mike.
Yep.
Mike Hill, friend of the show, for his help as someone who's both a mathematician and PE teacher
That's true.
for some advice. And he explained that there are 4 types of energy that our body uses.
No.
But most people only think of 3.
4. I think
So
one.
we've already mentioned 2, carbohydrates and fats.
Oh, got it. Right. Okay. Yep.
The third most common one, proteins.
Protein. So you got carbohydrates,
Yep.
sugars,
Mhm.
and bread.
Yeah. Bread is one of the main.
You got fat,
Uh-huh.
which is made of fat
Matt's
or
holding up
holes.
his fingers.
I
Yeah.
am.
So we've got 2
True.
fingers now.
Yep. Protein.
Mhm.
And then you're saying there's a 4th one.
There's a 4th one, 4th type of food.
Wow. Is it beer?
So I mean, you're pretty much
Is
on.
it alcohol?
It is alcohol. So
Like ethanol. We could. Oh, wait a
this
minute.
is why we shouldn't. It's because, to break it down, our livers prioritize it.
Yep.
Like they're like,
They're like,
oh,
"That's a
we
winner.
should
Get that in here.
sort this out because it's also poison basically.
that
So they're
too,
like,
that too.
ugh. So your liver prioritizes it, which means that it doesn't necessarily process the things that are good for you.
Right.
So that's one of the reasons you should never mix like exercise and drinking, because if you're moving a lot and drinking, you're not doing any good for yourself because you're not giving your body the actual energy that it requires to do anything good with that energy. You're not building muscle. You're not helping yourself heal. If you go out dancing and you're drinking while I found this out
Yep.
because the hard way, if you're drinking while you go out dancing, you will be way more sore the next day than if you just drink water.
On behalf of a lot of the cycling community, I'd like to say, nah.
Yeah.
So you're saying, where's this leave my rum and raisin ice cream? It's like ice cream, but now with alcohol in it.
Yeah, I got bad news for you, man.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I would say don't do that.
Uh-oh.
So not only that, but I was looking more into the cold, eating cold food,
Yep.
burning calories, that sort of thing. There was a study, I believe this was in 2021, that essentially found that if you eat cold food, you are technically more likely to put on weight, even though you're burning more calories.
What?
Yeah. And that is because when you eat cold food, your body, it's psychological. So your
Oh.
body thinks you're eating fewer calories because it knows when you have cold food, you're going to use some of it to burn up. So your body is like, oh, this is for less calories. So I'm going to need to eat more in order to make up for the calories that I'm losing
Cold
due to
people are hungry
digestion.
people.
So then you eat more cold food.
Are you trying to justify
You will eat more than you should.
why you had ice cream more than once in the same day?
I did have ice cream more than once.
Yeah,
the
and you're like,
same day.
oh, it's
Yeah.
because I got cold and my body's like, ooh, better eat some
It's
more.
not even the only time, Matt. like multiple times I've done that. There you go. Beer. Unfortunately, the beer and ice cream diet is a myth.
There you are. David, the answer was 0.5% and no.
Do I get a nice frosting?
A frosting. Be chill, well done.
This next problem, I think comes from Matt.
It does.
I don't know.
It does. It's my problem.
For the audience, it just says Matt's Mandela mystery.
Yep.
Yeah.
I at least alliterated it.
You did. And I'm hoping this has something to do with the Mandela effect.
It does.
I love this.
Do you want to give us a recap on the? I thought this would be your bag.
Yeah,
on the Mandela.
I think I
Mandela
mentioned
effect.
it previously, but the Mandela effect is a conspiracy theory that there are obviously multiple universes, but sometimes we split off into another universe, and
Yep.
some people come with it and some people don't. And that's why some of us misremember things differently.
Yeah.
So I think it comes from some people believing that Nelson Mandela died
Died
in
in
prison.
jail. Yep.
And obviously the fact that he
They
didn't.
didn't.
And
Not in this universe.
no. And so rather than admitting that they might be wrong or had been,
Yep.
miseducated,
Because everyone's got perfect memories.
yeah, that's right. So
That are not influenced by later
the only thing that
thoughts
can explain
or
it
ideas. Yeah.
is that we've split off into another universe, and in their old universe, he died in jail. I
Exactly.
think you'll find I'm right. Just it's because I'm from a different universe. Stop trying
You
to
bring that up a lot.
Yeah,
So it's a very funny theory.
yeah.
But then I was all laughs and giggles until I had my own moment where I was like,
Is that when you thought that you'd booked a specific seat on a flight and then found out that you didn't?
it was not.
Little
Little
show into the,
callback to the
I'm a Wizard.
I'm a Wizard
which
bonus.
came out earlier this month.
Yeah, if you're a Patreon supporter, you get to hear me complain about a flight. Not entertaining. But it is exclusive behind the scenes content.
Yeah.
No, I was in Australia and I mentioned this 2 episodes ago, 059, the ones that when I was recording in Australia. I'd gone up to the solar eclipse.
Yes.
I had made everyone get out of the car once a megameter.
Yep.
And we took a photo.
Yep.
And then we celebrated with shaped snacks.
Yes, that's right.
That looked like lots of zeros.
Yeah.
One of them was burger rings.
Yeah.
And I went and bought a pack of burger rings.
Very delicious, famous Australian
Standard.
snack.
And I looked at the pack and went, I've never seen this packet before in my life. And I'm like, I know burger rings. I like burger rings from my
Yeah.
childhood, burger
Yeah.
rings. But the design was totally alien to me. And even like the burger rings themselves. Now, this could just be I'm aging and nostalgia, but I choose to believe I split into a different universe.
And that they didn't just update their.
And they didn't. No, none of
Branding.
that. So I've got you a gift from Australia. I know normally I bring you back twisties.
Yes.
This time, I brought you back burger rings.
Okay.
So I want you
mean,
to-
thanks.
I
I
want
do
you to-
like them. I seem to remember that they actually taste a bit like pickle flavor Monster Munch, but less scratchy.
Okay.
And my theory, I'm going to keep talking while Matt rummages in the background. My theory is because a lot of the time,
Yeah.
burger flavored stuff has just pickle flavor in it because
That's
that's an overpowering
burger,
flavor
yeah.
of burgers.
They're in bags because if they exploded in my suitcase,
Yeah.
I didn't want to get crumbs for everything.
Now, no, that's not what. No, it used to be way more orange.
I know. Yeah, I agree.
And
And I
I
looked at
feel
this.
like the font used to be almost like, oh, they don't call it Hungry Jack's.
yeah, Burger King.
Burger King.
Yeah.
It used to be almost Burger King.
I'm with you 100% on that. And I looked at this. I thought I must have accidentally bought like the home brand knockoff version of burger rings. But
Yeah.
this is the official. Here you go. Here we go.
Yeah, Matt's holding him out. It's a brown bag for starters.
Brown.
And I definitely
So
remember
drab.
it being like orange and black.
It was like orange and exciting.
Yeah.
And now I know previously because we had that long running twisties thing.
Oh,
People don't
they
like.
already don't look right.
See, exactly. People don't like the sound of us eating. So we're not going
We
to
won't eat
include
them on-
any chewing.
No.
But off mic, Becca's going to try one now. It
Now,
definitely changed.
I know that when we ate them, we were probably smaller too.
That's true. That's true. Maybe you've changed, not the burger ring.
But they also look like they're smaller than I remember, and they look like they're more porous. The flavor is very similar to what I remember,
Oh.
but there's less of it.
I don't understand why burger rings are so completely different to what I remember from my Aussie childhood.
Mm.
I found one reference online to some kind of style change in the late 90s. But I was still in Australia in the late 90s, into the early 2000s. But I can't find any evidence of what it looked like before that.
I'm showing Matt a picture
Oh,
that I
yep.
found.
It's a burger
It
rings.
looks more like a pack that I remember. It is actually a similar font to the one that's on the pack that Matt has, but
No,
it is
you're
more
right.
orange. And it's advertising
I don't know.
Tarzos, which
That's-
were like Pogs.
They're like Pogs. You remember Pogs?
Pogs back.
Well, my problem was just, is it just me? Because you might look at it and you could either have said, nah, you ding dong, they've always looked like that.
Yeah.
Or you might
and
have
that would have
said,
been mystery solved.
yeah, of course, they had a massive rebranding after you left Australia.
Yeah.
But it turns out you remember them. You left Australia after me as well. Maybe you only ate them up until the early 90s.
I definitely ate them in the 90s.
Yeah.
I remember them being a solid
It was a party
lunch.
staple.
Well, for me, it was a lunchbox.
really?
The
There you
little,
go.
the little party bags.
Yeah.
You get a little party bag of chips, crisps in your lunchbox. So I remember that being an occasional thing.
So if anyone out there can provide any evidence of a previous Australian burger rings design, go to the problem posing page at problemsquared.com, pick solution, let us know.
We need to find an ad. There's got to be a Burger Rings ad from the 90s.
There's like a famous fake Star Wars one from the 80s. So we're looking at a burger ring ad from 1992.
That was a different packet.
What? No. Where?
That's a different
You're
packet.
right. That is a different packet. That is a different packet. Look at it. It's definitely a more vibrant packet. And that concludes this episode. Oh, things aren't the way Matt used to remember them. Grr.
Well, I guess that's a burger ding for later.
Hey, well done. And now it's time for any other business, which is the part of the show we go through any miscellaneous bits of updates
Yeah.
and new information. And just last episode, you were saying how this is your favorite part of
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah, I was.
There you go.
I was saying that,
You
wasn't
were.
I? Yep.
Now, so first bit of AOB, someone has given us a ding, which is very nice. It's the person who sent in the eclipse problem from 059,
Yep.
which I then talked about because I'd just been to an eclipse.
Yes.
In fact, someone else wrote in, Jake. Jake went to all the effort of going to the problem posing page just to say how much their mind was blown when they discovered that annular eclipses are a thing and the way the geometry works to have a annular total annular eclipse.
Oh, yeah, they said they almost had to pull over.
They did. Look at that.
I love that.
Wow. I do apologize if listening to this podcast, if the geometric insights of this podcast make driving dangerous while listening to it, I do apologize.
Yeah. I do like that Jake said, wow, Matt Parker, just wow. I don't even like astronomy. Sorry, Lucy.
It's apologizing to
But
my
now
wife
I'm a
who
little bit hooked.
does it for a living.
Yeah.
There you go. Anyway, Ian, who set us the original problem, given us the ding. Thank you very much, Ian. And they've said, by pure coincidence, because we were talking about weird coincidences in a recent episode, we also happened to pick their name at random when we were thanking Patreon supporters, because we take 3 names from my randomized spreadsheet. So there you are. What a month it's been for Ian.
And it's reasons like this, Matt, that I go into such great detail in the previous episode about why I love any other business so much.
Yes, you did. If anything, it was too much.
So, what? Far too much.
A little self-indulgent is the feedback we got.
Really, painting me into a corner here. Okay, so we got any other business.
Yep.
Which is that just after we finished talking about the last problem,
Yep.
the burgering thing, I then found
You were obsessed. You kept
one
going.
of the I kept
yeah,
going.
yeah, you kept
yeah.
Googling.
Yeah.
In fact, I got out a packet of Twisties and you didn't even
I
look
didn't
up.
even notice.
You didn't even notice Twisties entered the room.
No, that's
Which is why
you
they're
know what I'm
Lawrence
like.
now.
Yeah, this is why I still try and think of ways to do numbers with.
But you're still trying to do the digit display. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Okay, anyway, so you continued down the Burger Ring mine.
I managed to find a packet that someone has put up, which looks like the one that you and I remember. It looks like the one in
Agreed.
the ad.
That's the one.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. So anyway, we're going to post that on.
And they must have changed
socials,
at some point.
A Problem Squared, at a Problem Squared.
I just want to hear people's Burger Ring stories. Just share your stories.
Yeah.
Finally, we'd like to thank 3 of our Patreon supporters who not only get a special limited edition behind the scenes episode, but they have a 1 in N chance of being thanked by name at the end of every episode, because my spreadsheet generates 3 of their names at random, which this time includes...
Well, I'm just going to say, first of all, Matt, that I think we can pronounce all these names for once.
Whoa. Should we though?
No, I don't think we should because we mispronounce everyone else's.
That would be unfair. The first name.
David Duque or Dave Duke.
Alexander Smythe.
Geoff Matthews. Sorry,
Would
Geoff.
have also accepted Matt Hughes.
Matt Hughes.
Matt Hughes.
Thank you.
You've been listening to A Problem Squared with Beck Hill, myself, Matt Parker, and this podcast, as we all know, is one nation under Lauren Armstrong Carter, our producer. Thanks for listening.
Ba bum ba da bum ba ba bum ba bum.
Beck, we are a substantial way through our BuzzFeed Which Muppet Are You? This time,
Always sounds offensive.
it does, doesn't it?
You Muppet.
You Muppet. But which Muppet are you? This one just says pick a word. And the words are as follows: meep, rainbow,
Mhm.
glitter, poultry. Ah, and that is with 27 H's.
Wow.
Boomerang, meatballs, waka.
I mean, I
single waka.
wonder who these Muppets are all
Well, yeah, I
referred
know.
to.
Shrimp. They've really dialed in.
Jeez.
Final question, by the way.
You should have let me just say
This
a
is it.
random word and then worked out which one was closest to one of
That's
those.
sorry. Okay. Say a word.
That's too late now.
I don't know. What do you?
It's hard because now I just want to choose.
I'm going to try and
What Muppet
avoid.
it
Yeah,
makes me think
exactly. I'm
of.
going to try and forget everything I know about the Muppets. I mean, meatballs is a funny word.
Meatballs is a good one.
I often
I think mine
describe
would-
things as a spicy meatball.
That's spicy. I'd probably go meatballs as well.
Well, there you go.
Because, I mean, glitter is a fun word, but meatballs
Yeah.
is a funnier
Meatballs
word.
is the funniest word there. Meatballs.
I do like,
that is good.
I am.
And if waka was like, no, wakas,
Oh,
but it's not.
no.
It's waka waka. Meatballs. Meatballs.
Yeah, meatballs. I'm going to go the same.
Next episode, we'll hit submit. See which Muppet we are.
Bum, bum, bum.